Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. I'm Shaun Sidey. I'm here with Taylor Kosmachuk, and we're going to be talking about her experience in working with HealthNU. We've been working together for about a month now, and she's off to a great start. So I just had some questions for Taylor today to kind of go over how she's doing, and she can tell you a little bit about yourself. So Taylor, I guess just tell everyone like a little bit about you, what you do, and who you are.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Taylor. I work in marketing and finance. I studied kinesiology in university, so I've always had that passion for health and fitness. I've had, an idea of how to take care of myself in terms of that, but I've struggled a little bit in reaching my goals. So this is why I reached out to Shaun and HealthNU, and I needed a little bit of guidance and assistance with hitting those goals. So that's why I'm here today.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I think that, in the first 4 weeks, you really gotten off to a great start. We made a lot of big changes in terms of your nutrition, training. You're always someone like when we started first talking, it sounded like you were already working out quite a bit and kind of just a little bit stuck. So, where were you at in your fitness journey before we started working together?
So I would still consistently go to the gym. I wouldn't say that I had specific workout plan that I followed. I just knew exercises and I would kind of change it up based on how I felt and what was available that day. And I would run a lot and I didn't see any goals progress. I was like felt bloated and kind of just like inconsistent in things, and I would fluctuate a lot.
Hmm.
So it was frustrating to kind of stay consistently confident in myself and kind of I felt like I was doing all this work and not getting any results. And it was very frustrating because, it's not like I was going out and eating everything that I wanted or sitting on the couch. I was still living an active lifestyle, but I just wasn't getting to where I wanted to be. So
Totally.
that's, yeah.
Yeah. So you've been working out for a while. You've been very consistent. I know you did running as well. You just completed a marathon, which is awesome. But you just like weren't necessarily getting the results that you looking for. What would you say is like were like your biggest struggles beforehand, or the biggest challenges that you faced on your own?
I think with nutrition, that's a huge thing. Obviously, um, that's makes a big difference in hitting the physique goals that you need to hit. They say 80% diet, I believe. So it is very helpful to be following like a structured nutrition plan that fits my specific needs, because I know
Hmm.
that that varies from individual to individual. And people are always like, why don't you try this or that? And some things don't work for other people like it does for other people. So to have something structured specific to me and my changing needs is really
Hmm.
helpful. The coaches at Health and You are always consistently in contact with me and guiding me through any questions or changes that are happening with my body. So if I feel frustrated or, I'm something's like slowing down, then they're there to help me and kind of make those adjustments as needed. So I
Hmm.
think that's a huge thing. As well as I would run a lot before, and I do enjoy running, but it's very time consuming in a schedule, especially if you're working. So just having like a training plan that wasn't like fully based around cardio is really helpful, and just having like a certain active goal for the day, which
Hmm.
I can complete throughout the day, is really manageable for people who have busy schedules or just a lot of things going on, I find. So that's
Nice.
been really helpful, I think, just having somebody to be of guidance for anything that's changing. Also, having somebody to keep you accountable is a huge factor, because it's easy to be like, oh, it's okay, it's just a small little candy or nibble. But then you have someone watching you and they're like, hey, that's why. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. All right. So with the changes from mostly cardio into resistance training, a little bit of accountability, guidance, running a little bit less, focusing more on weights, and then the more like structured plan to like you and your body, like you feel like those have been like the major movers for you.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And
And like, go ahead, yeah.
sorry, one more factor. I think prioritizing sleep is important because as much as everybody knows that that's an important factor, if you don't have somebody keeping you accountable on that, it's so easy to be like, well, that's fine. I only got 5 hours. But I think that through this process, that's been my biggest priority is ensuring that my schedule will allow for that 8 hour um, time slot to sleep. And I notice a big difference in just the energy I have during the day and how I can perform in the gym and just in daily tasks. So the sleep, I think, is a really big factor as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I find that's such a big thing for people that most people really undervalue is like they'll just habitually get 5 or 6 hours of sleep. And once they really find themselves being more intentional about getting higher amounts, it makes such a big difference to
Hmm.
your results, but like how you feel as well.
For sure.
Um, I know you've only been here for about 30 days, but that being said, I think that you have achieved a good amount of physical transformation in that 30 days. Like, what kind of results have you noticed thus far in your first 30 days? And like, how are you feeling overall since starting?
I feel great. I am down 10 pounds and some inches off the body as well. I feel more confident in the clothes that I wear, which was a big factor for me because I know it's about confidence for me and just people can see when you feel better about yourself in the way that you act. So
Absolutely.
I think that's been a huge factor. And sometimes like before I started this program, I would be eating healthy and trying thinking I was doing a great job, but I would always feel bloated and not great. So it's nice to wake up every day and just feel slimmer um
Yeah.
and better about in terms of that. Also just with the nutrition plan set in place and the training plan and obviously it's prioritizing like keeping that muscle and building the muscle. So, it's not just a number dropping on the scale, but actually your body transforming itself. So, just so you like look and feel better in general, you're not just getting lighter.
Hmm.
That's one of the biggest things I'd say.
Yeah. So it wasn't like, yeah, like, yes, 10 pounds in a month is phenomenal, but it's more so like how you're like looking and how you're feeling that you notice.
Yeah,
Okay, sweet. Love
for
that. All
sure.
right, sick. And what would you say is your favorite part of us working together so far? What's been like the best aspect for you, would you say?
Um, I think that Sean and HealthNU have been really encouraging. Just the community they've set up is really great. So just knowing that there's people cheering you on, like some people you haven't even met in person, most people, but just like they're always cheering you on for goals, which is really great because some people just maybe it's not their interest, but to have a community of people who are going through the same thing and um, experiencing that is awesome. And just having it being flexible based on my schedule. The communication is great between the coaches and myself, and just being able to complete things and hit my targets based on like the schedule that I have going for myself has feels really really great experience. The app also that Health and You has set up is really great. Like I've shown my dad and my brother, and I'm like, yeah, look at how cool this is. Look, I get to do this every day, and so it's a very seamless process, I think, to feel accomplished and having something to check off every day. So yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I like working with you too. I think you do a great job. You're very disciplined. You do a great job of like sending training footage, sending your check-ins. Like you're a very good communicator. So I always say a good coaching relationship really takes two. And you do everything that I need and to allow myself to like do the best job that we can do. So I appreciate that about you. So thank you. Um, What would you say like the next like 6 to 12 months in fitness looks like for you? Where do you want to get to?
Let's see. Well, the instigator for this obviously was the struggles, but I have an upcoming wedding, so I obviously want to be feeling my best, looking my best for that day and moving onward. That was a big factor as well to just keep this a lifestyle and maintain
Hmm.
that for myself. So just following the plan as designed for me, staying disciplined, staying consistent. That's the biggest thing I think, is consistency because maybe you think nothing's happening in 4 days, you might get discouraged, but then all of a sudden, like you stayed consistent and disciplined, and then you see that those results follow through. So just making sure that I'm sticking to my workouts, getting my cardio and steps in, following the diet plan,
Hmm.
just staying consistent and disciplined.
Love it. Okay, cool. And for anybody who's watching this and like they're struggling right now, what's one thing that you would say to them to get started in their own fitness journey?
I'd say that there's nothing more important than your health and how you feel every day. And so if you're not feeling great in or reaching your goals, that there's no harm in reaching out and getting some help and guidance and some coaching.
Hmm.
Definitely worth it to just feel great and makes a huge difference in more aspects than just how you look, how you feel, and how you perform every day and in everything you do. So yeah, no matter what, you're putting your health first, and there's that's always the biggest investment in my opinion.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Okay, cool. And like, let's just say someone's like on the fence about joining the program. They've thought about it for a while. I know even like I talked to you a few times about joining the program as well. Like,
Yep.
what would you say to somebody to kind of like nudge them off the fence and like get them to make a decision and get started?
Well, I think um, just your consistency and your genuineness, and I don't know if I said that correctly.
It's
Just
okay.
how genuine you were in the beginning stages of actually wanting to help me instead of just like, get more clients on. I felt very like I was like a personal relationship, and in that you were like, no, I'm here to help you. And it felt personal and like you were making that active effort. So I think that it's definitely been a positive experience. And I feel um, like it's a great coach client relationship, and with the whole company. I think just do it. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, Taylor. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this with me, and I'm super pumped for the results that we're going to get. And I know you're going to look your best come your wedding day and beyond. So, thank you very much for all your effort and everything that you put into this coaching client relationship as well. And thanks for taking the time to be on here today. I really appreciate it, and hope you have a great day. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.